Alright, hey everybody, One Wisdom here. Saturday morning, April 13th, 2013, 4:13 if you will, at 4:13 a.m., believe it or not. Very late here, just recorded round 2 results. Again, we had a tie between Camo and Pop Fizz. Not quite sure what to do with that one. Feel free to comment in the other video if you want to see sudden death, me break the tie, leave it as a tie and deal with it later if it's an issue, etc. And we will make it happen. Nonetheless, what we have here at this time in the morning is round 3 matchups in our Castaways versus Newlanders series. Again, Castaways is going to be your 8 Skylanders Spyro's Adventure figures that did not get a repose, Series 2 repose if you will, going up against the Newlanders 8 brand new regular size Skylanders from Giants. Basically, we had the Elemental Showdown, and then we're basically just kind of running a season with them. Went over so well. To keep it from dragging out for 2 years, like a really long poll or something, 30-day type deal. Actually, we're going to do about 10 days at a time here, and main thing, if you're into it, vote for your favorites, tell your friends, have them vote. If you're like a huge Wham-Shell or Hotdog fan, seek out the other people at school or your friends that are into them as well. Do your best to kind of get your favorites to advance. That's kind of what it's all about. But our first matchup here features 2 people on opposite ends of the spectrum here. We have the undefeated Ghost Roaster 2-0 going up against Newlander Jet-Vac, who is actually winless, getting beat by Wham-Shell and Mornado. Again, this will be indicated by 3-1. Basically, every matchup Jet-Vac is in, or I may actually do it differently with Mornado, have him be the number 1 slot. I think that's what I do, but anyway, on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com, go to the right-hand side, scroll down when you see the Twitter feed. You'll actually see 3-1 through 3-8. That relates to the Castaways versus Newlanders. Cast your vote for who you think would win, which one you like better. Again, take everything into consideration: PvP, story mode, aesthetics, upgrades, moves, how much fun you have when you play the character. And just, we'll go about it that way like we've been doing. But again, 2-0 versus 0-2. We'll see if Ghost Roaster can put together another win streak here, put a notch in the pain chain, if you will, or if Jet-Vac can finally get on the board with a win. So there we go. Next matchup. This one to me would be I hate saying what I think now. I want to do that in the results video, but this to me, I know the way I would go. And that said, I think if people have played both characters, this ought to be pretty close. However, based on what I've seen in the past and throughout all the polls I've ever done, I'm pretty sure I know how it's going to go. That said, we have the Castaway Wham-Shell from the Water Element, who is 2-0, also undefeated, going up against the once again winless Flashwing from the Earth Element. So again, kind of 2 ends of the spectrum here, undefeated and winless. We'll see, like I say, if Wham-Shell can string together his 3rd consecutive win, or Flashwing can, put a W in the win column and sparkle her way to victory. Next matchup, I think this one's going to be awesome. Just skimming the board here, there's one more I think will be pretty dadgum sweet, but this is the one that stands out. You've got very, very interesting situation here. We have Mornado, who is 2-0 undefeated Air Element Castaway, going up against the Fire Element Newlander Hotdog, who is also undefeated. So this is our first matchup of 2 undefeated characters, both with 2 wins. And given the way they've both performed in the tournament, I think it should be pretty close. I'd say, based on what I've seen, Hotdog would probably emerge victorious in the polls, but my good friend Dino Ring down there actually put up a pretty good fight against him, only lost by 3. Given that and the way Warnado's performed, I think this is shaping up to be a really, really intense match here. So, again, Warnado versus Hotdog. That'll be our round 3 matchup there. Next up, we have the aforementioned Dino Ring. He is, 1-1, going up against the winless Shroom Boom. So Dino Ring, our first 1-1 500 character, if you will. Earth Element Castaway, Life Element Newlander. I know what I'd vote for, and I'll leave it at that for now. Again, I don't like to try and influence people, based on my personal opinions in the introduction videos. But again, Dino Ring versus Shroom Boom. Pretty sure I know how that one will turn out as well. Not near as intense as the previous matchup or this matchup. This is the other one that I think has the potential to be somewhat of a heavyweight showdown. Fire Element Castaway, we have Sunburn, the Phoenix Dragon, going up against Magic Element Newlander, Pop Fizz. Sunburn, let me check over here. He is 1-1. And Pop Fizz is currently undefeated. Regardless, he's 1-0, and then he tied with Camo. So this one will be really, really interesting, I think. Has a potential, kind of like Warnado, Hotdog, Camo, Pop Fizz, to be a real showdown. Again, every vote matters. If you're on the fence about voting, vote. You might be the difference between a 15-15 tie, so pretty excited about that one as well. Next matchup, we have Tech Element Sprocket. She is 1-1, having defeated Boomer, going up against Life Element Castaway, Camo. Camo is currently, he's 1-0 and possibly undefeated, possibly 1-0-1. Got in that tie with Pop Fizz, kind of threw things off. So, pretty sure I know how this is going to go, and pretty sure it's going to be a landslide victory for one of these characters. Again, I won't tell you exactly what I'm thinking, but that's actually the way I would go as well, the way I'm thinking it would go. So, nonetheless, we've got Camo versus Sprocket. Next up, this one might actually be interesting too. I don't think it's going to be on like the same scale of epicness, say Warnado, Hotdog, or Sunburn and Pop Fizz. But the Magic Element Castaway Voodooed, who is 1-1, going up against Fright Rider, who I believe is also 1-1. Voodooed, for what it's worth, doesn't have a lot of fanfare, but I think people actually, respect his powers, what he can do. Fright Rider, whatever reason, he's not got near the popularity or fan base it seems like Hotdog and Pop Fizz. I think he's a great character. I've obviously upgraded him. Both paths are good. I'm not sure how this one will turn out, in all honesty, based on what I've seen on the polls. I feel like people are being fair with both of these characters, and again, they don't have that huge giant fan base where I feel like they're just going to be voted for just because they're that said character. So while not a top tier matchup, like the Warnado, Hotdog, Camo, Pop Fizz matches, etc., I think this one might actually turn out to be pretty competitive. I have a similar feeling about our next one. We have Boomer, who is currently winless, although he's been very, very close both times, going up against Chill, who has been beat quite handily both times. So, 2 winless characters. Something has to give here. This is another one. This would be a really interesting matchup in PvP. Just you kind of have the offensive juggernaut over here going up kind of against a well-balanced character, if you will. It's another one, kind of like Chill Ghost Roaster. I mean, I'd kind of like to, play that one out again. I would really, really like to see a single-player, versus computer battle mode in this game. Particularly Swap Force. That's your chance to redeem not having it in the first 2 Activision. That's really idiotic I mean, when you have something that can be multiplayer but it can't be single player, blows my mind. I don't have a lot of time to talk about that, but bottom line, I mean, if they had it to where it could be single player, I would basically take all these and I would record them. You know, it's rare that my nephew and I are over here and we get to, you know, sit down and record stuff, you know, but I mean, I would play as Boomer and we'd see what would happen against CPU Chill, and then I'd play as Chill and we'd go up against CPU Boomer. I mean, I would spend hours doing that. I think it'd be very well received and enjoyable, but as is, I would have to hold 2 Wiimotes and 2 nunchucks, and that's impossible for me to do because I don't function with my toes. So, nonetheless, I really think this one would be interesting as well. Really have no clue how this one will turn out. I think I know who people will vote for more, and I'll just say that I think it means one of these characters will get their first win. So there's some food for thought. Bear in mind they're both winless right now. But that is it. We got some pretty 2 matches that really stand out again. Mornado Hotdog. Those are 2 both undefeated. And then Sunburn and Pop Fizz. I think that one will be interesting. Similarly, ones I think will actually turn out to be pretty competitive. Voodooed Fright Rider and Boomer Chill. I think I know how people are going to vote, and most of them, those 2 are kind of like the wild cards in all honesty. And I know what I would do. Again, I'll let you know in the round 3 results video. But again, big thanks to everyone who's voted. This is obviously round 3. Just opening up the polls today at this early morning hour, Saturday, April 13th. I think I did 10 days. I think that's what we decided on. So these will probably run until the 23rd. And at that point in time, as soon as possible, I'll come in, screen cap the poll results. Whenever possible, you know, I'll make the video, I'll get the blog polls opened up, etc. And we'll recap round 3, open up round 4, and go from there. I'll probably have it orchestrated better when we do that. I hope to not be recording it at 4:30 in the morning like this one. But again, somewhere out there is Chase McCain. If you find him, feel free to post up. I thought he was hidden decently, and now I'm looking in the camera and it's not. But oh well, makes it easier, I guess, for you. But again, questions, comments you can ask here on YouTube. Feel free to post up who you want to see win, who you think will win, what you're still ticked off about from the previous round, whatever floats your boat. You can also do the same on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. If you do that, and you make a good point or something interesting, may include that in the next video. That'll, I guess, be your incentive to use the blog, which is really my favorite way of communicating with people. That's just me. So again, it's oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. All these polls will be on the right hand side just below the Twitter feed. Just scroll down, you'll see that box with my picture of Kamek and whatever in the world I've been tweeting. That'll open up with the polls. You can vote in anything active. Just keep scrolling down as long as you click something and press submit. You can follow me on Twitter. That's actually where I do my best updating you on how much time's left. Hey, don't forget to vote type stuff. Like me on Facebook. I'll do same thing on there from time to time. Circle me on Google+. If you haven't tried out Google+, I recommend it. I think it's really enjoyable. It interfaces way better with YouTube videos, in my opinion. Or again, like I said, the blog, my favorite place. But like I said, cast your vote. Who you want to see win, favorite character, whatever you want to factor into it. Or just having some fun with this one. And pull for your favorites. Obviously, we've got showdowns between 2 undefeateds. We've got winless characters going up against each other. Something's got to give in all those. So, should be a pretty exciting round regardless. And like I said, in addition to 2 potentially epic matches, we've got 2 more that I think could be really, really close. So, keep that in mind. Please cast your votes. Tell your friends about it. Again, voting is free. Costs you nothing. It just takes a little bit of time. And obviously, the more involved you are with this, the more fun you have. So, again, big thanks to everybody that's voted so far, followed along. Hopefully, you're still enjoying it. And again, if your favorites, aren't coming out on top, keep pulling for them, tell more people, and maybe it'll happen. Like I said, every vote matters. You saw it with the round 2 results, and that could essentially be the same situation here. So again, cast your vote. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you back for the round 3 results in our Castaways versus Newlanders.